Hi everyone, this is Sean, and today I want to be talking about an infamous person in the history of America. The very practical foundation that prevents us from violating the law and from immorality and wickedness is the measure of law enforcement, and we believe that every villain will be brought to justice. However, the reality sometimes can be a little harsh and complicated. And today, I want to present you guys a person that is who we call the Zodiac Killer, and who was believed to commit five murders in California from 1966 to 1969. And I knew him from a movie called Zodiac, and I did some research afterwards. I'm really interested in him. So today I want to be talking about what Zodiac has done and why he has not been caught yet, and what we can learn from his cases. So let's talk about what he has done. So his first case was in 1969. The self-proclaimed Zodiac killer was directly linked to at least five murders in Northern California, and may have been responsible for more. And he taunted police and made threat letters sent to area's newspapers from 1969 to 1974 before just stopped communicating and ceasing communication. So, despite intense investigations, no one was ever arrested. Um, all the suspects all have died at this point of time. But interestingly enough, like the first time I gave the speech, like he wasn't caught yet, but just like the couple days later, before my first CP speech, and he was identified on October 6th, 2021. So he's identified as a person called Gary Francis, and who died in 2018. So he's identified already, but he's died already. So that's a part of that. And also let's get back to his first case. So in 1969, there were two teenagers shot at the remote spot in California in the Lake Harmon Road. And just a couple months later, in August 1969, the San Francisco Examiner received a handwriting letter in an envelope without a written return address and said, "I'm the killer of two teenagers last Christmas at Lake Herman." And the letter contained the details that only the killer would know. So it was for sure the Zodiac killer who sent the letter to the police. And he gave threats for further attacks if the letters were printed out on the front page of the newspaper. So the letters were also accompanied by some of the ciphers that he claimed that contained his identity. And several days later, there were two high school teachers, Donald Harden and his wife, solved his ciphers, and which contained information saying, like killing people because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild animals in the forest because man is the most dangerous animals of all. So that's what Zodiac believes, and what's driving him to do what he's done. And so in his following cases, so the Zodiac killer contained the most dangerous um, his cases. So he continued to taunt police enforcement and then commit several more murders and did the same thing. And until 1974, and the letters stopped. And although the investigation did not, they still couldn't figure out who the Zodiac killer was. So right now, there are four separate attacks have been directly and attributed to Zodiac killer. Um, so there are no suspects being arrested. So in 1922, like there are more than 50 years later, there was a code breaker solved all of his ciphers, saying basically like I kill people because I'm collecting slaves for my afterlife. So that's pretty insane. That's like this psycho stuff. And yeah, just after talking about what he has done in his first case and why he has not been caught yet, I want to just talk briefly about what I learned from his cases. So I think the mystery of Zodiac's identity might never be unveiled, but people like Zodiac only exist in the past when the law enforcement was less developed and limited technology and measures can be taken to trace down useful evidence. So, however, I think that phenomena only exists in the past with more advanced technologies and measures of law enforcement. I think they will continue to evolve and it will ensure that no one like Zodiac can escape the long arm of justice. So, thank you. That's my speech.